Hello everybody, welcome back to Simulated Heaven, and we are in Project Cars. I managed to get Project Cars working with the Oculus Rift DK2. Unfortunately the menus don't work at all well. The menus are really annoying. Obviously it's very early and they're obviously fixed that, but right now the menus are really frustrating to try to navigate with the Oculus Rift. But when you actually get into the car, look, the VR seems to work pretty well. I mean, I think they obviously need to work on it quite a bit, but it is pretty alright for a first attempt. I mean, one of the main things that is a little bit annoying is when you move your head, it feels like it's not a one-to-one kind of head tracking. So if I move my head, it is not moving as much as it ought to be. So while driving, I think that will make me feel slightly sick. So while driving, I'm not actually going to be moving that much. But as you can see right now, I can actually have a look at the entire cockpit. And it does look pretty cool. Okay, so let's see how we do. Now, my first impressions are that when I bought the DK2 and I knew that it was a 1080p display, from what I can see right now, I just have this feeling that it's not as high res as I kind of expected, maybe, and it kind of shows me in this early form that it seems like they need to improve the resolution quite a lot, because right now, obviously everything that is close to me, so obviously everything inside the cockpit and everything inside the car is great. Everything kind of near me is great. But in the distance, the road in the distance looks kind of pixelated and not very clear. And you can also see there's quite a lot of texture popping. Yeah, so it's a good experience, but you know, they definitely need to get the high res, you know, a more high res screen. So. But obviously this is their first attempt, and it also makes me wonder when they get it working with the direct mode, maybe then the graphics will look slightly crisper or something. But right now it's good, but not that high res really. But and it also feels like I need to get used to this style, you know. I think because it's my first time driving a racing game with the Oculus Rift, I think it's going to take me a while to get used to it. In that, I don't think I'm going to be very fast. And I already know this track fairly well, which I think is helping me, because objects in the distance really are not that clear, you know. So it kind of makes it hard when you're trying to brake. When you're trying to find a braking spot, it makes it a little bit hard. And that was, I completely messed that up. Oh. I'm certainly not very fast with the DK2, let's put it that way. I don't know, I definitely feel like it's going to take me a fair bit of time to get used to it. It's a completely different way of driving, with obviously driving on a monitor. yeah, I mean, this is very early days, but I would say that the guys that are into these kind of racing games, if you were looking at the DK2, I would say be very patient and wait for the consumer version, because this is a good experience, and obviously, like I said, it is quite early on, so they might be able to fix or make the graphics a bit clearer in the future on the DK2, but my first impression of what we got now is, I would say, why don't you wait? Because in the form it is right now, I don't think this would be taking over using a monitor. I think I would rather use a monitor than use this, what we have right now for the DK2. I mean, obviously for different driving games they might implement it, you know, better or worse, but yeah, and it is early and they ought to improve how it is and everything, but right now, what I'm experiencing right now in Project Cars is making me think I would rather use a monitor. Obviously I don't think it's helping that the head tracking is not one-to-one, and I think that's also what is making me feel that it's not entirely comfortable. It is pretty comfortable, but it's not entirely comfortable. And I feel really slow in comparison to if I was using a monitor, because it feels like a very, very different experience, but also because I can't see things in the distance quite as clearly. But I am certainly very happy that it's working on Project Cars already, and like the feeling that you have of actually being sat in the car, it's pretty amazing. And it can only get better, right? Whoops, I'm on the wrong side of the road. I'm trying to brake a lot more this time. On this version of the track, that corner is a lot tighter than I raced another version on GameStop Car Extreme quite a lot, and the corner there was not as tight as in this version, it seems. Yeah, and there is a lot of popping. I'm pretty sure that is the Oculus Rift version, because I don't think you would get that amount of popping, or it might just be that you notice it more in the Oculus Rift, I don't know, but I have never really noticed crazy popping on the regular version of Project Cars. Now, the more that I get used to it, the more that I feel that I can go a bit faster, but it's certainly going to take me time to get anywhere near the lap times that I had before. Well, I suppose that is going to be quite a personal thing. Maybe some people will be able to jump in the DK2 and do fast lap times, but for me, right now, I'm feeling like it would take me quite a long time to get up to speed, to get used to the feeling and everything. So I think I do one more lap, then I will call it a day. This was really, you know, a first impressions, first look at Project Cars in DK2, and it is starting to get very exciting. More and more games are working in the DK2. Whoa, 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 whoa. Like I said at the beginning, I'm trying not to look around too much, because the fact it's not one-on-one orientation, I think will make me feel sick a little bit. Oh no, I think I'm alright actually, but I thought I might mess that up. Because you're actually going quite fast into that corner, you see. But because of I can't see stuff in the distance perfectly, it's quite hard to see. Because you're driving fast, yeah, the marker that I look for, you kind of see it a bit late enough, you know. It might also be the popping as well. Okay, so I'm going to pull over here, guys. Oh, and I crashed. Awesome. Didn't mean to do that. Oh well. There you go, guys. So this is, you know, a first look at Project Cars on the Oculus Rift. I mean, it's far from perfect, but I'm pretty sure they'll be working on it, and I'm pretty sure that with a bit more time, they'll be able to make it an experience that is a bit clearer, a bit better. I'm kind of thinking maybe when they get the direct mode working, that might actually improve the clarity of the picture. Because right now I'm using extended mode, and I feel that sometimes extended mode doesn't really give you the best experience. But anyway, if you have any specific questions, you can leave a comment in the comment section below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.